Move your butt.
All right, we are recording.
Oh, careful.
What?
Oh, your butt.
My butt. Kinsley's butt.
Okay, everyone's butt.
Kinsley's is...
Kin's butt. Kin's butt.
hello, everybody.
Hi. There she goes.
There we go.
There she goes. And she's done.
Okay. That works.
She's out.
Oh, she's just getting a toy.
Oh.
She's just going to get her R2.
R2.
Her R2-D2. Oh, man. I feel like I need to pop my knuckles. Sorry. I'll just do that off a microphone.
Yeah. Crackety crack crack.
Yeah. All right. So.
Hi, hon.
Hello. I have worn myself out.
Again.
Can I do this?
You can.
Can I get my...
There we go. All right. Legs up. Reclined.
Showered.
Yep.
Done with the work for today. You had a busy day.
I did.
I had a busy day.
Yeah.
It was a busy day.
It's a busy day. It's my day off from work.
Yeah.
So I decided to cook a lot.
A lot. What did you cook?
I cooked, let's see, I worked on...
I don't know what's going on with this thing.
I don't know.
I don't know. Oops.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to just... It's just doing its thing. It's just doing its own thing.
Yeah. All right, so I cooked eggs 4 ways, and just basically, we're getting about 36 eggs a day, so wanted to start using them.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot.
That's a lot of eggs.
For 2 people.
Yes.
And 3 dogs and 2 pigs and the chickens. I mean, we can definitely feed them all back to the chickens, no problem, but
Yeah.
don't want to do that. So, yeah. Made Nate some hard-boiled eggs and some pickled eggs, and then made myself and Nate lunch today, which was quiche.
That was a really good quiche. I had 2 pie slices.
Yeah, almost half of it, basically.
Yeah.
So I cut them in quarters. And then made my first attempt at a custard pie. That was pretty good.
Are we going to have that when we're done recording?
I've already had some. I know. Well, you were taking too long. I was getting hungry. I made a custard pie and a cream cheese custard pie.
Oh, nice.
And I had a slice of each.
Nice. I'm excited.
Yeah, they're very different. Like, one's a little bit like a light cheesecake, like a very airy cheesecake, and the other one tastes like tapioca to me. So.
Cool.
Yeah, and then I made up a whole bunch of dog food and dog treats. We're working on how we can better supplement the dog's food and use, the meat that we process here on the farm, whether it's the bones, the broth, the meat, the fat, all of that. So, had some ham roasts that we weren't going to eat, and so I cooked it up and chopped it all up, so we'll be able to supplement that in for the dogs. And then also I'm making some jerky in the dehydrator right now. So that was my day. Very busy with lots and lots of cooking.
Is the jerky for the dogs?
The jerky is for the dogs.
Yeah.
It's for, instead of bag-in strips and stuff, we want to try to stop using the processed stuff and turn completely over to giving them, eggs and making their own dog treats and their own jerky and stuff.
Soon, pig ears.
Yep, pig ears, pig hoofs. Yeah, we'll be able to do all of that.
Yeah.
And the bones, smoke the bones. So we'll try to, as much as humanly possible, that doesn't go to waste.
I think there's 2 things we should address around the house.
Yep.
Some comments that you had mentioned were kind of recurring.
Yeah.
Not necessarily on... Was it on this channel, or was it on
it's on the other channel.
On the Kraemer Life?
It's on the Kraemer Life.
But it revolves around the rehab of the 1930s farmhouse, right?
Yes.
Do you want to tell them what the theme is, or
Sure.
okay, or do you want me just to go into it?
Whatever makes you happy, babe.
Go.
Okay. So the first one is, I think there's a misconception about the drywall that we had installed versus the drywall that Nate is removing currently in the parts of the house. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, and to supplement that, there's some comments saying that we've had to redo some work. Mm-hmm. Maybe that was just the drywall.
Yeah, I think I think it's just confused in people's minds of what we're
fine.
working on versus what has already been done.
Yeah. Up until the last, 3 or 4 episodes of The Kraemer Life and working on the farmhouse, all of the work that we had been doing had been in the addition to the house. We believe the addition was put in around early 2000s. Mm-hmm. Could have been a little earlier, doesn't matter. But when we removed the drywall, when we opened up the bathroom, actually both bathrooms are in the addition, any work we did in the bathrooms, when we split the one room and made it into 2 rooms, and then we new insulation and put in the drywall, mm-hmm. all of that was up
the back half.
Just the back half, just the east half of the house, which is the addition, mm-hmm. minus 2 walls in the kitchen were drywalled mm-hmm. and insulated.
And those were both exterior walls.
Yes, on the kitchen side, yeah.
The only 2 walls that are left in the kitchen, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess there's one interior one, but
so, and that work has not been touched. We're not doing anything mm-mm. to that. That's as is since,
ready.
May of last year?
Yeah,
when they did drywall?
It's ready to finish mm-hmm. in that room. So that all of those walls are just ready to get sanded, primed, and painted. So we're just waiting to finish the older part of the house, the original part of the house.
Yes. So we keep referring to it as a 1930s farmhouse because the house originally was built in 1930s. It was actually in a different area of the property. For those of you that have gone on walks with us, and we passed by an old foundation and we've stopped there a few times, that is where the house used to be, and it was moved mm-hmm. at some point, we think in the 1950s. So basically the west portion, the west half of the house,
which is the living room, dining room, kitchen, and what we're calling the master bedroom, not the bathroom. Uh-huh. Either of the bathrooms. Both of the bathrooms are at the addition.
Yes.
So the little tiny room that is fully open right now.
That used to be just the little tiny room, yeah.
Yeah, the master bedroom that uh-huh. is just a little tiny room with just a window that the wall is open right now. The living room that used to be the library. Mm-hmm.
The whole long.
Yep, the long skinny. And the kitchen. That's all part of the 1930s house.
Yes. Now, when...
I can see where it gets confusing.
It is. So, despite it being half 1930s and half, say, 2000s, we still just refer to it as the 1930s house.
Yep. Because that's what it's on the deed as, too.
Yes.
So, it's...
At some point after it was moved, some owners of the property, we don't know if it was the previous owner to us or what, they did some remodel. Mm-hmm. And so in the 1930s portion of the house, there are new upgrades. There are new studs, not entirely new studs, but there are new studs. There was new drywall put in. The OSB that was on the walls between the studs and the drywall was put in. Mm-hmm. All those bookshelves were put in. We think the fireplace mantle was put in at that point.
In that little hidey spot that we found.
Yes.
All of those things.
Yes, we believe that was put in.
We think by the most recent owner.
Yes.
But we're not 100% sure because we haven't been able to find pictures or anything doing all these remodels. We were hoping when we started taking down the walls, maybe there'd be an old picture or something. Some people take a picture of what it looked like before the remodel. I was hoping for that, but we didn't. So we don't know, but our best guess is in 2000, the previous owner is the one who did the library and did all of that because of him being a professor and all of those books being his.
Yes.
So that's our best educated guess,
Yeah.
with very little to no knowledge of the history of this place.
Yeah, and unfortunately he passed away, and so can't get
We
that
can ask
history.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the people that he bought it from have passed away. So, so at this point, there hasn't been any rework done, and we haven't touched the work that we did basically last year. There have been some things that we've done a few times, like, for example, I've moved the functioning bathroom. It used to be in the hallway bathroom, and then we moved it into the master bedroom bathroom, where the sink and the toilet were functioning. Then I just moved it back to the hallway bathroom, because we're not going to have a floor leading up to...
It's just because the places that we're working on, we're just
Yes.
moving it out of the way.
Yes.
So you can do whatever you need to do in that room.
Yeah, but all of the electrical wiring, the drywall, the new insulation, all that stuff hasn't been retouched, hasn't
Nope.
been touched. So we're not redoing work.
No.
And I think if we were to have hired this out, the changes that we've decided to make along the way, we've been making because of discoveries or things that we're finding out as we're tearing things out, or as we're putting new things in, and we just kind of make decisions based off of that. Like we thought we wanted to remove the wall between the library, which is going to be our dining room, and the kitchen from the entire time. So that probably would have
From
happened.
the beginning, yeah.
Yes, but we probably wouldn't have thought about doing the cathedral ceiling had we not been the ones right there doing work alongside of the people tearing out that wall.
Yeah.
If it was a contractor, I'm not sure how we would have handled the floor situation. They may have persuaded us to use a different flooring as opposed to what we want to use. So I think we're still on a good path. We're not redoing work. I don't think we're spending any extra money because of mistakes, or we're just.
I think originally when we bought the place, I wanted to tear it down to the studs. Nate wanted to do as little or no work as possible.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true. That's when we bought it. I was like, let's just rip it down. Let's just start over. Let's make it the way we want it. But we both agreed if there was nothing safety-wise wrong with it, we were going to just leave the floor plan as is, fresh paint, rip out the carpet. Then the carpet was built underneath the wall, so then we had to take...
That started everything.
That carpet was disgusting, and
Yep.
there's no
Oh,
one
yeah.
in their right minds who would have moved
yeah.
in.
No.
With that
the
carpet.
had to go.
But that's what started the...
That was the tip of the
Is that
iceberg.
the catalyst?
The catalyst
like,
of what started this entire thing. Like if we would have gone with Katie's decision of just tearing it all down to the studs, I think that would have been a smart decision up front.
Yeah.
That's one thing I would change in our decisions along the way, is just gutting it from the beginning.
Yeah.
We would have had maybe one dumpster instead of the 2.5 that we've had. I think we would have saved some time.
Definitely save time, because
Yes.
we would have been in full demo mode, and it would, been able just to clean slate, get it all tossed out. The books probably would have went a lot sooner.
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably would have made more rapid decisions. I think we'd be much closer to finishing than we are, if not already.
Yeah, because I wouldn't have had to do a couple, like try to fit something into
Yeah.
a space that we would have opened up and seen, oh, we could have done something different.
Yeah.
But other than that,
But hindsight, right?
yeah, I mean that's the one thing. But everything that we've done so far, I've been comfortable with, and it's just been progression as we see things come up.
And as we get to a room.
Yeah. Yeah. I still don't know if we would have ever decided to tear out the floor entirely. Maybe by the time we had demoed everything, we would have seen the condition of
How
things.
bad it was. And yeah, I think it's just one of those things where it's like, with old houses, and anyone who's remodeled an old house knows this, things come up. I mean, things people cut through support beams that they shouldn't have.
Yep.
People splice wires that they shouldn't have.
Done.
You know, people put way too much weight in areas that they shouldn't have. People cut into load-bearing walls and don't properly re-support them. And all of these things happened. And then we have the fact that all of the humidity and all of the mold and all of the moisture and just what is it called? Like what you're supposed to do, like just normal general maintenance, deferred maintenance, like that kind of stuff. It's like, it just didn't happen for probably I would safely say the last 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm sure when he first moved on here, he kept up with everything and was very proud of it, but, you know, he just physically couldn't anymore. Mm-hmm. And that's okay. I mean, it happens, but it's just all of those things kind of compounded, and we didn't notice until we really started getting into it. And then we both, for peace of mind, wanted to make sure, it's like, man, what if there is rodents? Like when we took out the books, and you moved a bookshelf and you found all these rat or mice droppings and nests, and it was like, oh no, if those are in the bookshelves, I bet they're in the walls. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, oh,
yeah.
Do I just want to paint over that?
No.
And then it's like,
couldn't do that.
Right. And then it's like, well, we're going to be living in here. Do we want to be breathing that? And so then it was
and we were thinking at some point, originally we were thinking it was going to be a rental, and it's like, there's no way I'm going to have people renting it and have a painted over.
No.
Like, that was not okay with me.
No.
Not at all.
So we wanted to make sure it was 100% safe for anyone coming over and staying in it.
Yeah. So we should have just tore it down to the studs in the beginning, but you know, it's fine. I knew that was going to be a tremendous amount of work.
Yeah.
I've done a tremendous amount of work. So at this hindsight being 2020, should have just done that.
Yep. That's all right.
And that's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
And so we're not redoing things. We're not taking out work that we've already paid for, like when we had professionals do the drywall. And yes, it is a 1930s house. And yes, it's had upgrades.
Yep.
Yeah.
As almost every 1930s house has. Mm-hmm. I would love to find one that has never had any work done to it.
Yeah, and it's very obvious to tell which portion of the house is 1930s and which portion of the house is new.
Newer.
Because the 1930s, the west half of the house, the exterior siding is still that board that overlaps.
It's shake. Or not shake. But
yeah, I don't know what it's called. It's not shiplap.
No, it's like cedar board.
Yeah, it's like a board on top of a board on top of a board, all the way up the wall. Yeah, and that's on the west, portion of the house.
It's what we removed when we redid the laundry, and when we closed up that door way that used to go into the sunroom. There was another French door.
Yeah, and then there's still the old actual 2x6, I don't know if it's dimensional lumber or what, but the 2x6 studs that is, I think, oak.
Yeah.
There's the 3-inch by 5-inch oak beams that are 24 in center down on the floor with a tongue and groove subfloor. On top of that is plywood, which was probably done by the previous owner. So it's definitely an old house, and just even the roof line you can tell, just looking at the.
Well, it didn't have any trusses. Like it had nothing. It was just, there you go.
Yeah, it was the roof. It was just rafters.
Yep.
On with the center beam is a 6x1 board that is sandwiched between the roof rafters, pinching it like this. So that's old time stuff. But anyway. Cool stuff. And I think a lot of the comments about, well, it's not really a 1930s house because look at all those upgrades. That came, we did the video of the secret door. We found a secret door. And that video has gotten a lot of views, way more views than most of our videos get. And
way more than what we thought it would get.
Yeah.
And we didn't explain things in it because we just figured our normal viewers would watch it. And so I think it's then created a lot of questions.
Yeah, I think it's almost like 450,000 views at this point. So we're getting a lot of people that don't know the history of our channel, don't know the history of anything,
And don't know that we were just dorks and super excited that we found it. And we were like, oh, what is this? Because we were hoping for treasures. I wanted it to be a Treasure Tuesday.
Yeah, that's true. So.
Oh, well.
Oh, well. Right, anyway. I think we answered those questions.
And more. You know, that's the way we roll.
Yeah.
Rambly McRamblesons.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else you want to share? It was a very rainy day today.
It is a rainy day. It's going to be rainy tomorrow. I have a friend coming over tomorrow, the one that doesn't like to be on camera. We're going to do more work on the collar ties
Nice.
on the roof. And then I think starting Sunday, I'm going to start preparing for our Friday and Saturday activities of next week.
Yeah, me too, because I'm working on getting the freezer cleaned out and ready so that, get it all reorganized, get everything ready so that it'll be empty. And then, make sure we have everything that we need.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
So.
Be busy weekend.
It's going to be a busy week and busy weekend. This weekend is going to be busy. It's going to be a busy week leading up to next busy weekend.
It's next weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's getting close.
Mm-hmm. And then on Tuesday, I'm not even, well, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So anyway, jumping ahead. All right. We good?
I'm great.
Okay, we're good.
Great. Oh, what is this?
I don't know.
What's happening?
You're doing it this way, so I'm doing it this way, and then you can do it this way. I don't know. We'll see you on Tuesday.
A bunch of dorks.